Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry to give you a fright. This is another fragrance review, my fourth upload, and this is for a very sophisticated fragrance. This one is called Jaipur Homme from the House of Boucheron. Now, a little bit about the fragrance. This one was released in 1997. It's a real sophisticated fragrance, very classy, very spicy, very perfect for the perfect gentleman. Yeah, it's just, altogether, it's just a really well-balanced fragrance. Now, the thing I like most about this fragrance is, the thing I like most about the fragrance really is the fact that this is definitely a unique one for me personally. And it's not really often, I mean, I haven't actually got that many unique fragrances, apart from maybe ones that I've reviewed in the past, or maybe I might actually own like about 5 or 6 out of the amount of bottles that I own. But this one is one of my personal favorites because it's so different, and it just makes you feel so good whilst you're wearing it. But nevertheless, we're going to get on to how it smells right now. Now, in the top you get heliotrope and bergamot, so it's very kind of fruity. You do smell kind of spice throughout the whole fragrance. This is probably the spiciest fragrance that I've ever owned. Put it this way, it's so spicy, it's amazing. And then maybe after 45 minutes, you start to smell amber, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So the base is kind of packed with 4 notes. The amber's actually really well balanced. The vanilla it's kind of there. It's not too strong. You can kind of smell it. It's not like in your face, like most vanilla fragrances. The cinnamon, that's what plays a famous part in this fragrance. That's what creates the spice. It's the type of spice that that when you smell it, it kind of makes a fuzzy feeling go up your nostrils, but it's a good smell. You know, put it this way, it's a really strong fragrance, but it's not like a kind of nauseating kind of smell. It's really well put together, and it's nice to smell, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, it's so good, honestly. And then the nutmeg, again, that's a bit like the vanilla. It's kind of hid behind everything. It's not kind of in your face, which doesn't really bother me, I guess, because it's well put together anyway. And then in the bottom we have clove and tonka bean. Now, the clove, after say 3 hours, this is when these 2 notes start to appear. After 3 hours or so, maybe 3 or 4 if I'm certain, the fragrance dry down, starts to be very soft, very creamy, kind of soapy as well. You know, it's almost like a very creamy, this is the only way I can kind of describe it. It's kind of like a creamy, mellow, kind of balmy vanilla scent. The clove's kind of there, if I'm honest, it is kind of there, but it's just far too overpowered with vanilla. So really, they should have put vanilla in, you know, the base notes. Instead of the middle notes, because it plays a much more better part, I think, in the dry down. So personally, I think it does that, if I'm honest. Yeah. A little bit about this fragrance now. I got this given to me as a gift, and the first day I got it, I was amazed with it. I thought, wow, this fragrance is really different, very unique. I know I use that word a lot, but honestly, you need to try this out, and then you would be agreeing with me later. Yeah, it's just very unique, very different, very spicy also as well. The spiciest fragrance I've ever smelled. Now, the longevity for this fragrance is unlike any fragrance I've ever known. I get like 13 hours out of this. Sometimes I've known to wear this when I go out to like parties and stuff, and then when I wake up the next morning, I can still smell it on my clothes and even on my neck. The dry down's still there, that vanilla-y kind of creamy smell, that's still on my neck, and the next morning, so you cannot complain, because the smell's so good and it lasts so long. Oh yeah, and another thing I haven't done is the presentation. Now, we're going to get into this now. Now, this fragrance plays a really good genre because I like the way it looks. It's meant to look like an Indian temple or a mosque, if you like. It's got like the patterns here engraved into the glass. Yeah, like you've even got Jaipur Homme there. On the bottom it says Eau de Toilette, and then it's got the name of the house. The camera's not very good tonight, I do apologise because of all the lights that are shining on it. And then we've got Boucheron again on the bottom. I don't know if you can quite see that. But yeah, and even the cap. Really nice cap, blue top, gold. Spray is actually really, really good. And I'm actually going to spray a bit on my hand right now so I can... There we go, missed the first time. So yeah, this is... Ooh, wow. Just spicy. It's just so spicy, man. It's unreal. Wow. Wow. So good. Now, okay, if you're if you're looking for a fragrance that you want to be very sophisticated, or anything like that, I would pick two. One, I would obviously pick this one because it's such an amazing cologne. I'm not kidding. The other one I would pick, I actually don't own in my collection, but I have worn it a few times. When I've gone into like the mall and I've sprayed testers and stuff on my neck. It would be Givenchy's Only Gentleman. That would be a perfect fragrance to be if you want to be very dressed up, very smart, to go to a special night, whether it's a date, wedding. Honestly, that is another perfect fragrance, but what am I doing? I don't want to talk about that. This one is for Boucheron. But sadly, I'm nearly finished with this review now. Another thing I want to talk about quickly is who I think will be wearing it. Now, the reason I do this is just so that if you're watching this, you can get a bit of an idea, you know, of who I think personally would be wearing it. And it also means, like, you know, once I've said it, you'll be thinking, oh, well, maybe that fragrance isn't for me, even though I've kind of liked that fragrance for a while and I'm watching this review. Tough luck. But yeah, this fragrance is definitely for the older people, for the older guys. Even though I wear it, personally, it doesn't matter. If you're 20 years old and you want to be different, go for it. I said that in my Quorum review. But this is kind of the same. It is modern. It is a modern smell, but it's also quite vintage, and that's why I like it. So yeah, it would just be someone who's very smartly dressed, a real gentleman, a guy who just, you know, he's not really all for himself, but he'll pick other people over himself to be happy. I think would be the perfect fragrance for this guy. So yeah, guys, this has been my review on Boucheron's Boucheron Homme. There actually is a fragrance called Boucheron Boucheron, which I'm not really keen on, if I'm honest. It's a much older fragrance, but this is more my style. Alright guys, I really do appreciate you guys watching this. If you guys have any questions, like I've always said, please just comment below, and please subscribe. That would be great. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Thank you very much. Take care, you two. Bye.